Hey everybody, this is a follow-up video that you can follow along in order to do Google Hangouts Meet. I know that in a couple of the sessions that I did today, in both sessions actually, it came out that one of the downfalls with, or one of the pros, and actually the pros and cons, one of the cons was that you weren't able to actually record a session. So I'm using QuickTime right now. Everybody has that installed on their computer. As a matter of fact, if I can I won't be able to show you, but I'm doing a screen recording at this moment, and I'm talking through my AirPods in order to use the microphone. Um, so just know that you can screen record. It's a third-party software. It's QuickTime. It's on your computer. You need to be able to make sure that you activate the camera, very similar to what I'm going to show you in Google Hangout Meets. And you need to make sure that you activate your AirPods and or headset, or using the built-in microphone on your computer. Either of those options will work. So Google Hangout Meets, just to repeat and or show you for the very first time some pros and cons. This is software that is already built in to the platforms that we have. I'm going to specifically be using Google Calendar. Just know that you can use Gmail. It is also something that you can build into Schoology, which is what is highly recommended. This is easy to set up. You can share your screen. The participants, who are the students, can share their screens on this conferencing software. Uh, I am recording right now with a third-party software called QuickTime. I am going to show you closed captions. At this moment, it is English only, so until that's resolved, it's only going to show the English language. The record time and or the classroom, the meeting time, so to speak, is unlimited, and I'm going to show you some chat features. One of the cons, participants who are the students could actually remove the host from the actual call. So just be aware of that. It's nothing that you need to broadcast to the students, but definitely just be aware of that. So I'm going to run through how to set this up. I'm going to do it in Google Calendar, and I'm going to go step by step, but this actual slide deck is going to be posted in Schoology, and you'll see that all of the sessions are on this particular slide deck that we have, so you'll have access to all of it. So once I run through how to set up an actual meeting, then I'm going to run you through how to run the meeting, how to actually set up and open up Google Hangouts Meet, and then wait for your students to join. So let's back up a little bit. Let's start in Calendar. So what I'm going to show you is an actual class that I've set up over here on February 7th. Today from 8 to 9, I went ahead and I set this up, and you can see that I was able, in Google Calendar, I was able to generate, by an invite, I was able to generate this Google Hangouts Meet. There's a couple of things you can do here. When I drag my mouse over it, the copy button actually shows up, and you can copy this link, because the important part of the link is the code right here, the last part. WMVRDXJ NZC, that's the actual code that the students are going to need in order to get into the meeting. But if we send this link out, this is a link that you can copy into your assignment. You can copy this into Schoology. So if I click copy here, and let's just say that I want to go to Schoology. Most everybody knows how to create an assignment. I can create that assignment, I can give the instructions in the assignment, and I can paste the link in there that says, please meet me. So that's going to be an external link. I can also use updates right here, which is not a feature that a lot of people use, but I could actually paste the link in here, and I could write my message. And so what you see down here is an example of that. I will meet you for class at 8 a.m. on Friday, February 7th. Please click the link to join the class. And this is the link that students would be clicking on and or they would be highlighting it, Command C to copy, and then they would be posting it or pasting it up here into a brand new tab. All right, so that's how to get them into Schoology, or excuse me, to get them into the meeting. So from here, if this is the first time you've been in here, you're going to be asked to allow the microphone to be used. You're going to ask to have the camera be used, and then I'm going to join the meeting. And so once I've joined the meeting, you will see that I am the host. So there's a couple of things that are happening here. I can see the participants. I can see the people that have joined. So far, I'm the only one on the meeting. I can see the microphone is being picked up. It's giving me the beats there that I can see that my microphone is active. And I also have this back channel chat. And that's where we were talking, where people can actually put messages in, and you can actually copy paste URLs in there if you want to give some feedback, or you need to post some assignments that you'd like students to have. Some other features, if we can get them to pop up quite easily, we'll see if this will happen. I might shrink my screen down just a little bit and see if I can't get some other features to pop up here. There we go. So I've got my own microphone. I can mute myself. I can end the phone call. I can turn off my camera. I can turn on these closed captions. So because it is picking up my voice at this moment, I'm getting the closed caption feature, and it's actually giving me a dialogue and or the words that are coming out of my mouth at this moment. I can also present now. Present means I can share my slide deck. So if I say entire screen, what will happen is I'll get an option to click on, and I'll be able to share this screen. I highly recommend that you only have the options to actually share the screen of the choices that you would like to share. So maybe having your gradebook open at that time during class would not be a good option. Actually have the gradebook closed. So only share the things that you want students to see. So I'm sharing the I'm sharing my desktop. I'm actually sharing my window. And so my lesson can be on a slide deck. I can share a video. I am the host. I can have participants share their screen. So again, only sharing what needs to be shared, and I can share simultaneously. So I can have my deck showing, and then a student can have their deck showing. So those are the features of, I'm going to stop presenting now. Those are the features of Google Meet. So I'm going to turn off closed captions. So if any point in time, I'm now going to go through and actually show you that one more time. I'm going to show you everything one more time. If you need to pause at any point in time, please pause the video. It's up there on Schoology. You'll be able to work through that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to Google Calendars. And we want to try and stay with the current schedule. So let's say on Monday, I have a first block, and that first block is going to start at 8 a.m. And that first class is going to go from 8 to 9:30. I'm going to go ahead and highlight Monday, 8 to 9:30, just like this. I can also go up in the upper right hand corner and click create and do this, but I'm going to go ahead and select the time. And the dialog box pops up. Because Monday is a D day, I'm just going to call this D3 English. So I've got 8 to 9:30. This is going to be on Monday, February the 10th. I'm going to click more options. And with more options, right in the center, it says add conferencing. I'm going to click the drop down arrow, and I'm going to do Hangouts Meet. So once I click on that, Google Calendar automatically creates that code for that class. And so um, once it creates that code for that class, I can use this code all week long for this class and then some. If we go into e-learning longer than next week, if we go in for multiple days, then this is the code that I can use for D3 English. So once I've generated the code once, I've copy pasted it into Schoology. I have my kids set up. My kids are used to this method. It will become easier over time. So once I've gotten them used to this habit of coming here into Google Meets, um, Hangout Meets, then this will just become easier over time. Now, here I will show you, I could add guests if I want, and so everybody has a code. So D3 English won't pop up for me, but if I know that I have an advisory, I can type TH, and then everyone's is labeled advisory flex. I happen to use this quite a bit, so it automatically pops up for me. Just make sure that you're in the current year. So if I want to email my advisory, I can type in TH advisory. If I know that it's algebra, I can type in TH algebra and all the algebra teachers will show up. I just need to scroll through the list and make sure that I'm getting my class. And those of you that have been here for numerous years, just make sure that you're getting into the 2019-2020 school year, because those things don't go away. But you can see that by doing this, I have just now, or I'm in the process of, oh, I just deleted it. Let me pop it in there again. So I have just now invited 13 people to this particular group, and there's my 13 kids that are in my advisory. All right, so if that's the way you want to do it, great. You can type in and add the guest. The kids will get the calendar invite. You can also copy paste this code into Schoology and into your lesson. So I'm going to delete it this time, my advisory, because I don't want them getting this message. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. And lo and behold, once I come back in here, I will have D3 English from 8 to 9:30. It is now Monday morning, February 10th, and it is 7:50 in the morning. I know I need to get ready for class. I'm going to come here to the calendar invite, and I'm going to open it up, and there is the Hangout. So I'm going to click copy, and I'm going to paste into a new tab, and when I press enter, I will now sit and wait for my students to show up, trying to keep them on the same schedule, knowing that class is going to start at 8. I can maybe give a 1-minute leeway, maybe 2, because this is a learning curve, maybe for some of them. But this is the way you're going to take attendance. Those of you with really large classes, such as band, choir, maybe some of the drama classes, some of the PE classes, maybe you can do a verbal roll call so that you don't have to scroll through the massive list of all the side pictures. And in the chat, maybe you can just call off the names as you're saying and greeting hello to everybody. And then you can have the kids type a message that says yes. So if somebody said Jennifer Norman, I would say yes, present, or present, however you want to do it. So that's kind of another way to take attendance. When the class is over with, go ahead and just click the X to close the meeting. And now that class session is done. I can leave it open for as long as I want, so you can design your lesson how you would like. If you're going to use this code on Wednesday, because that will then be a B day, and instead of 8 o'clock in the morning, it is now going to be after lunch. I can take this, and one of the options in the 3 dots is to duplicate this particular invite. And once it's duplicated, I can now change the date to the 12th. I know that this particular class should start at about 12:15. I know it's going to be about an hour and a half, so I'll just go ahead and type in that it will finish at 1:30. See if I can get that. Perfect. So I'll type in that it's going to finish at 1:30. Details are exactly the same. There's the same code for this particular class, D3 English. At this time, it'd be the second time I'd be meeting with these particular students. If I wanted to go and find my TH class, which is probably the same name as the drop folder, then I can send them that invite. So now that they've got this invite inside not only Schoology, but they also have the invite inside their Google Calendar. Okay, so I won't type that in, but just know that those are two options, and having it in both places would not be a bad thing. I'll go ahead and click save. So now I have D3 English here, and I have D3 English here ready to go for Wednesday. You can do that for each one of your classes. Each one of your classes needs to be set up with a different Google Meets. Knowing that Monday and Wednesday would just be Wednesday would be the opposite of Monday, and then obviously Tuesday and Thursday would be able to set it up, knowing that there is no school on Friday for us. So just kind of wrapping up here. So on this particular slide, showed you how to set up the name of the class, the date and the time in which you wanted to do it, the fact that you wanted a Google Hangouts and how to save it, and then to copy paste that meeting link into Schoology, knowing that there is an option that you can add guests with the TH domain name for your particular class. Once you have that set, in order to open it up, you can go into your own calendar, you can copy the link, you can open it up in a brand new tab. When you join the meeting for the very, very, very first time, it will ask you to enable the mic and enable the camera. And then some of the features that I pointed out to you is you'll be able to see the participants, you'll have a chat. Once everybody's there, it'll be a thumbnail picture. Whoever's talking, more than likely, they will dominate the main screen. I'll show you in a second how you can fix that. You'll have your mic, your camera, you can turn on the captions, you can do your presentation, and then some of the options in the three dots. You can change the layout. You can come in here and explore. I don't think there's anything that you want to change in there, but I don't know. So the three dots that are down there, you can go ahead and change for more features. One of the things I didn't tell you, and I don't know if it'll show up on me, but once you get all of your students here on the right-hand side, we can call this like the gallery feature. When I drag my mouse over it, I should get a pin, and I should get a microphone, and I should get a minus sign. So the pin means I can pin that particular person to the main screen. So right now I'm the main person here. The microphone, I can mute them, meaning I can turn their microphone off. And then the third one is the minus sign. I can remove them from the group, knowing that I have those three features as well. And so my participants could mute me. They could also remove me completely from the group. If I get removed, no big deal. I'll come back here to my calendar. I'll come back and copy the code again, and I will just rejoin the meeting. I would be the host more than likely. If they did delete me, the meeting would actually close and say, okay, your host is left, so this meeting is now over with. So that's just a slight recap. You'll see all of these features starting on slide 19 is where Google Hangout Meet starts. And by all means, run through this. You've got this all set up. You've got the instructions. And then you can also come see Fran, Paul, or myself, Jennifer. Candy is our person that's in here too. And come see us. We'll help you and talk you through this. And if you need help in your classrooms and getting your kids set up for this, so by all means, please let us know so that we can come support you in the classroom on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and talk your kids through all of these options. Thanks very much.